Hello everyone, I am the plane shifter fading to the universe of Final Fantasy XIV, and he is Lahee Eshkree. I needed that. Nothing like some good quicks and food and beverages and general chit chat. Apparently something is going on in the gold saucer. And I'm willing to check it out. Royal rumblings. The ebullient citizen can barely contain his enthusiasm for the gold saucer festivities. Fair stranger, did you hear of the sensational gold saucer festivities currently underway? Kinda, yes. All who participated are entitled for a handsome MTP bonus, not to mention discounts on a bevy of prizes. A simple unmissable opportunity, I'm sure you agree. Not so sure about that. What's more, I gathered they're hosting special triple triad classes from younglings, all taught by the Cardinal of Cards himself, King Elmer III. Which reminds me, a rather peculiar rumor concerning the king has been circulating recently. My friend Ollier works at the saucer, and by his telling, it's causing much consternation among the staff. Judging by your indomitable gaze and well-worn garb, I'd wager you're an adventurer. If any of these has whet your appetite for intrigue, I suggest you journey to the Quartz Square and speak with Ollier directly. Very well, that's interesting. Look at me blabbering on. I'd best be off. I shan't rest until every Udan in this fine city is privy to the gold saucer festivities. Alright. Good working day, I guess. I shall work my way to the gold saucer. Let's see. Ollie in the card area. There is Ollier. Hello. Friend of yours here. Allow me to build you a warm welcome to the Manderville Gold Saucer. How might I be of service? So I've been hearing rumors about King Elmer and stuff. You came all this way to discuss the rumor with this humble lieutenant? I'm touched that you take interest in what must seem a trifling matter, but if you're willing, I'd be ever so grateful for your assistance. Forgive the intrusion. I thought it best that I myself inform you of the details. I am King Elmer, and while it's not technically royal blood coursing through these veins, my reign over the Quartz Square is absolute. Of all our triple triad playing staff, I am without question the strongest. Alas, an unsavory rumor threatens to topple my metaphorical crown. There are mutterings that the king is no more skilled than a fresh-faced novice. What? I am the final hurdle before fledgling prayers go on to challenge the realm's best triple triad tacticians. Overcoming my curated strategies is paramount to their future standing. And yet my prowess is called into question? Inconceivable. This ordeal has proven rather stressful for King Nelmer III, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Even the most level-headed among us can unravel during times of crisis. Oh yeah, I know that. It's worth noting that our records don't indicate any crushing defeats of the like to blemish his reputation. As far as the Gold Saucer is concerned, King Elmer III continues to fulfill his duties with the utmost skill and professionalism. Painstakingly have I honed my skills, analyzed countless techniques, all that I might provide our guests with thrilling experiences. If this rumor isn't contained, the very meaning of challenging me would be lost. This murmuring's effect is just not the king himself, but the entirety of Card Square, and now who would test their mettle with its gilded confines. We must act swiftly to ensure they spread no further. Before you arrive, to establish that none of our colleagues are the origin of the rumor, but the task remains to find those responsible. Can you count on your aid? Sure thing, I've done way harder stuff. Thank you, adventurer. Your assistance is most appreciated. As much as I'd like to help between my regular duties and teaching the younglings, I simply don't have the time. Please do accept my apologies. Now you have a job to do, and I also have a job to do. Let's do our jobs. Let's see. I propose we split up and question some of the patrons. I shall begin my inquiries in the Round Square, which leaves Wonder Square in your capable hands. Let us reconvene at the 88 Plaza shortly. Very well. I wonder what I'll find in that square. Where's the best place to watch? Here. Gazing patron. What she's gazing at? I wonder. She's trying to play it cool, but she's gazing alright. Kinda. The notion that the king is anything but a consummate master of triple triad is preposterous. I heard he was around here somewhere though. Where could he have gotten to? Card Square? He's in the Card Square. She wasn't gazing at that. Huh! Look at me underestimating people. Pondering Pate. If here after the king, I just spotted him here in the square losing a round of triple triad. He got absolutely trounced. Must be something going on. Wait. Here? I just saw him in the Card Square. And he went back to his post immediately. They're I sense imposters. Flustered lass. The rumor must be passed me by, but I just spot King Elmer the third is striding off towards Event Square. To catch a glimpse of him roaming the saucer? Why? To get from the spinner rings herself. Event Square. You can't see him anywhere. Let's talk to Olier. Adventure, how far is the investigation? I think we're dealing with an imposter. Your findings mirror my own. For a blessing, it seems few patrons actually believe the rumor. Although the signs of a king wandering around outside Court Square are cause for concern. As far as I'm aware, King Elmer III hasn't left his table. A second king walks among us. We have an imposter on your head. Yeah. We have an imposter among us. That's a hard choice because you don't know which one is dumber. We have an imposter on our hands. I am of the very same mind. Their motives are unclear, but if they are indeed the source of the rumor, it behooves us to act. Let us make for Event Square and seek out this false king. I just did a cursory scan and found no one, but let's look with more intent. I didn't look upstairs either. That should be a good vantage point. Here we go. King Elmer III, what are the chances? We must duel. But of course, prepare yourself for a royal thrashing. Huzzah! I beat the king! Just do what they say, you are weak as they come. But bested by one of my subjects. Oh, the shame! Adventurer, have you sighted the pretender? Right over there. And he just lost a game. There he is, our false king. Let us approach. Say, do you find folks partake in the delights of triple threat? If you are in the mood for a round or two, King Elmer III shall be glad to oblige. Will I have to play? You're no king, usurpers. I dare say we found the source of the rumor. For a king of cards to seem awfully devoid of talents. I mean, it is the first one. There can be only it has to be the first one. You are no king, usurper. Usurper? How dare you? It is I, King Elmer III. Wait, you're a goat saucer attendant. Curses, you're here to detain me, aren't you? No, I won't let you. I'm not ready to give up my crown. Wait, you charlatan! Hmm. He dropped a card. You recover a King Elmer III card, safe and secure within a protective case. You had better present it your find to Alia. Stored in a transparent case, its triple triad card is emblazoned with an illustration of Card Square's most seasoned contender. Where is he? Over there. Portal. Is that how they get the void sand that work here? Please accept my apologies for dashing off like that. I'm afraid my efforts were in vain. I soon lost sight of him. Oh, did you find something? Yeah, I found this. A King Elmer III card. These were commissioned as an exclusive gift for his most ardent fans. For triple triad enthusiasts, King Elmer III's unwavering dedication to the game inspires a respect and devotion in equal measure. I'd be willing to bet our imposter is one such fan. With that in mind, I'd like to see this card returned to him. Though, I fear he'll simply flee should we approach him directly. You need to devise a plan. Wah, mommy! Huh? What? Now then, don't fret. We'll make an announcement and your mother will soon come and get you. Really? You promise? Absolutely. How about we hit somewhere easier to find? Happened to me once when I was a kid. Let's summon him with an announcement. We could use that card of him as a bait and lure him out. Yeah, let's summon him with an announcement. Let's summon him with an announcement. We can use the card. Of course, announce that we found the lost card. If he is half the King Elmer III fan, the third fan I suspect he is, he'll soon come to collect it. I shall make arrangements right away. In the meantime, I'd ask that you wait by the main counter for the imposter to appear. Main counter? Noted. A King Elmer III triple triad card was recovered in Event Square. We kindly ask the rightful owner to present himself at the main counter. I wonder how many people will show up now that I think about it. Yeah, just enough. Please, Nemea, if I lost you for good. Found you for good. Now, don't try to run. King Elmer the Third. I thought I might offer all your assistance during my break. Little did I know I'd be chasing down an imposter. I can only presume this is him. Yep. You there, having a novice masquerade as the king is a grave threat to the order of the Triple Triad. If word spreads that I am a feeble opponent, that what thrill is there to be had in challenging me? Forgive me, that was never my intention. Why commit to such guys in the first place? Look, I love Triple Triad, but I'm hopeless when it comes to playing. I thought that mimicking you would somehow make me stronger. Give me a taste of victory. Then one day, some mistook me for the real king. I got carried away and started pretending I was you. At least that is no way to improve my game, but... forget my kingly comportment. It's methods and tactics you must imitate. Only after rigorous analysis of your foe's stratagems you will grow stronger. When I began my journey, I struggled immensely, but by studying my opponents, learning and leveraging their skills, I gradually improved, and thus developed my own identity as a player. Of course, it didn't come easy. Some opponents were difficult to mimic, and only after countless defeats did I carve a path to the throne. In a sense, the king is a composite of all those players I bested along the way. From your telling, the concept of imitation is clearly an intrinsic part of the game. Indeed, to succeed in the world of Triple Triad, you must seek out world opponents, commit their tactics to memory, and build up your repertoire. I look forward to the day you face me, not as some pale imitation, but as fully fledged player with your very own identity. Just you wait, one day I'll be ready to challenge the real King Elmer. Oh, and sorry again for all the trouble I've caused. As it seems, the rumor has caused little damage. I'm inclined towards lenience. I hope that strikes you as agreeable, adventurer? Well, it's your reputation on the line, and you do whatever you want. Right, I believe that's the case closed. I'm glad we were able to resolve this before any lasting harm was done. You have my gratitude. I better get back to Card Square. Do drop by sometime. Sure thing. I am relieved we were able to nip this in the bud. By way of thanks, please accept this King Elmer 3 card. Oh, thank you very much. It's one of the very first we had printed from those reserved by King Elmer the Third himself. A rarity among rarities, if you will. Anyhow, with festivities still in full swing, I do hope you stay and unwind. After all this talk of Triple Triad, I imagine you're itching to put your acquisition to the test in the Court Square. Well, I mean, why not? Royal rumor repudiated. I just learned the thing? Yeah, okay. Add to the deck. I got the King Elmer card! No sounds make it strange. Okay. But I just have a basic deck. A very basic deck. Nice 774. I will replace you. Okay. I will probably lose, but after all this talk of a triple threat, it will be weird if I don't play at least one game. Let's see. And I can play against Killgamer. As you might have noticed, my deck's crap. Hello. The challenge is this? Why yes, except King Elmer bows to no one. I feel like I'm gonna lose. I'm totally gonna lose. How does plus work? When a card's played, if 2 or more sides are touching other cards in the zone, then check out. Okay. So I'm first. This is bad, this is bad, think I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose, I'm going to lose. Oh! Oriange. I got it to a draw. Haha, you fought me to a draw. You're quite skilled, I see, but you'll never have my crown. I wasn't paying attention at the special rule. I am terrible. I freaking love this emote. Let's see if there's something going on with the science. Whoa, everybody's here. Hey, myriad. You've brought in quite a few new recruits, haven't you? Your reputation extends by far beyond Little Alamigo, it would seem, and deservedly so. Why, meeting you has given me something to strive for. Remember the name of myriad. I shall hone both body and mind and do... Sorry. My body and mind and do you and my fellow braves proud. Let's hope. This uniform harder suits me, would you not see? Or perhaps it's the height that suits it. After all my transgressions, I am grateful indeed for this chance to start anew. Buscaran, Laurentians shall do you proud. I'll keep an eye on you, nevertheless. And you. The greater our success, the more name you grow. The more name you grow, the greater profits to be had. I can scarcely contain my anticipation for our first mission. Especially you. The formation of the Crystal Brave has lifted everyone's spirits. My hopes are as high as the next man, but we will not know what this company is truly made of until we face our first mission. To be honest, let's hope that this doesn't come too soon. Usually it should be usually it's gonna be to solve some problem or another. But hopefully I'll be there. It is always inspiring to speak with a person of vision. Is there aught I might do to be of service to this new company? You know where to find me. Sure. Hey, how things are going, Elian? Alfino's words were most heart-stirring, would you not agree? Truth be told, I worry what I can offer to such a lofty organization, but I will do all in my power to make my fellow braves proud. I believe you'll succeed. Come to mention it, the younglings seems to have run off somewhere. I do hope they're not up to any mischief. Kate's not being up to mischief. Ifimi. For the freedom of all! For the freedom of all! For the freedom of all! The first few times I said it, I must confess to feeling some embarrassment, but it is starting to grow on me. I am studying Eorzea military drills in the hope that I might better understand this new organization. Good luck at that. Oh, not overwork it today, Tatano? Oh gods, I thought I was finished with the roster, but I missed the name and I had to start all over. As if I didn't have enough to do already. Nope, you're not. The Crystal Braves. This most fitting name for a company of champions summoned together by the Mother Crystal. Would you not agree? The blue of the uniform represents the crystal light, pure and unadulterated, a beacon of hope. The crystal sword is the sign of those who would stand strong in the face of danger. We show today that my Crystal Braves are a guiding light for all of Eorzea. I will not give up the fight. Good. Think. Don't think we've met. Is there all I might do to serve you? I stand ever at the ready for the freedom of all. Good. Anyone with a pair of eyes can see that Tancred is thoroughly besmitten and with Higiri. Then again, subtlety has never been one of his strengths. Wait, isn't he the infiltrator? Orianger has asked me to watch over the Doman women, that they do not come to any more suffering that they have already endured. Tancred. Sparing bouts to raise awareness of the Crystal Braves? Intriguing, though I cannot help but to feel there are more pressing tasks at hand. Perhaps the Taro requires aid in compiling the company roster. Yes, she does. Papa Limon refuses to spar with me. He says he has more important matters to attend to, but I think he's just afraid to lose. Never seen any of you on the field, so I can't say. Careful, lady. Master Tancred has taken quite a fancy to Doman cuisine, Several times a day he tells me that one of my dishes is the best he's ever tasted. His praise is the most heartening, though I cannot help but feel he has want for exaggeration. He has want, but for something else. Ever since Hegiri started preparing our meals, I swear I've never felt better. They say Doman cuisine is highly nourishing, but I'd sooner attribute it to the loving care she puts into her culinary creations. They say the fastest way to a man's heart is through the stomach, and I'm not one to disagree. I have a feeling that the fastest way to your heart is being a woman. Boom. We hereby name Yosen commander of the Doman Braves. Okay. Our Doman Adventure Guilds could use a new name. Say, do you have any ideas? For the freedom of all! 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 It just doesn't sound the same when I say it. The Crystal Braves. Why? Just saying the name makes me feel strong. I've been thinking of changing the name of our guild to the Doman Braves. How does that sound to you, Mr. Lahee? That sounds wonderful. I hear a new company has been formed. I would be of service in whatever humbly way I can. How are things going? Saying this last sure brings back memories. I was just sharing a couple of juicy secrets with her. Every time I speak with Riol, I realize how much there is that I do not yet understand about the kobolds. I am fortunate indeed to count a former member of the Company of Heroes as friend and confidant. A new friendship is sprouting. Friendship. Traitor in the Midst. Minfilia would have you assist Alfino in his new station as commander of the Crystal Braves. Try as I might, I cannot shake the creeping sense of dark foreboding, but it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such time as a permanent solution of the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Ascians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular the state of the Crystal Braves. Alfino did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know, he can be independent to a fault, and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Elfenode has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you would go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. Are you really letting the 16-year-olds run the military here? Alfino refused Archon's help, but I believe that he would welcome yours. I should be most grateful if you would place yourself at his disposal. Well, I am a bit older than 16, so... Where is Alfie? Things have changed, okay. Wow, offering voices to petitions to a war, Lahee. That desk is my front line, and I fear I have been overrun. Wasn't Papalimo helping you? Many of my countrymen are skilled with the bow or blade. I have made it my mission to rally those with such talents to the Braves' cause. I only hope we can be of some small assistance. I bet you'll be of much assistance. Condemn refugees to death. Wait a minute, that's not right. What are you talking about? In which event we must guide them to Little Alamigo, else we condemn them to certain death. Ida, what did I just tell you? Ida, pay more attention, please. Dispatch the first unit to Uda, the second and fourth are to stand by for further orders. Yeah, things are running. In traditional Doman cuisine, we strived for perfect balance, not only of flavor and texture, but also of nutrition. For a meal to be truly satisfying, it must nourish the body as well as delight the senses. Wait, Ishtola is taking cooking lessons? Yes, it would be foolish to sacrifice nutrition for flavor. If Higiri and our more skilled culinarians worked closer together, I dare say they could create extraordinary dishes sure to satisfy Eorzea and Doman alike. A dazzling floral arrangement, each blossom a pearl's beauty in her own right. Ah, the blessing and the burden of an overactive imagination. I'm glad I don't have the power of telepathy. Where's everyone else? Where have those younglings disappeared to? Making the most of their newfound freedom, no doubt. Those azure uniforms are really rather striking, but I think I shall remain a scion for the nonce. These walls have become my home, and the scions my family. Besides, I'm not sure blue is really my color. The green in my cassocks brings out my eyes, just as hoary breeches brings out the red in his. Well, we can all help in our own way. Look forward, never back. Devote yourself only to the present. This is what I've learned from the Domans. Not sure that's all that wise. Sometimes looking back can be a blessing. And it can show the way forward. What am I doing up here again? What is it, Lahee? And do be concise, I'm rather busy. Do you need some help? Hmm? You would lend a hand, you say? I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I had little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor, though we are but newly formed, there is already a great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions, but I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend to this particular matter myself, but my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have entrusted this resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ilbert. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. My thanks in advance, Lahee. Very well.
Hail to you, sire. How might we serve you?
That would be the other way around. Alfino sent me to serve you.
Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own.
Can you elaborate?
That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence. Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the Grand Companies. Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this ivy had coiled itself around every part of the Immortal Flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge. But we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root.
Very well.
Now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The ivy must be rooted out now. We must begin by apprising General Reborn of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway. And if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purpose by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-man army like you.
Sure thing. Keep it small, don't attract attention, but well, I can blow stuff up quite easily. The inaugural ceremony was a tad premature, but rest assured that soon you will witness the power of Eorzea's new vanguard. Very well. To Tanalan.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
Problems.
He is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Oh, you know each other?
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears. But look at you! The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Bah, spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to him, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Hilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway.
Well, I guess I'm good.
I have tidings.
So there has been progress.
Stop looking so serious.
I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all. So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the Monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland. Flame General. You wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
My pleasure. Didn't know you guys knew each other. Back and forth. Back and forth. Can I wear anything here? Yes, this. Does it look good? Kinda. Yeah. Hubert is eager to continue his investigation into the guardian spy known as the Ivy. Our hunt for the Ivy beginning in earnest, Scion. Suffice to say, we must tread warily, but one misstep may well cost us our lives. Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stones and report to Commander Lavalier. Teleporting and reporting. Things have changed a bit. Talking about Countermeasure joining the Braves. Okay. Ishtola left, so did Tancred. Yeah. They're still talking about the same stuff, okay. We are reunited from Ul'dah. We are returned from Ul'dah, Commander. And not a moment too soon. Something has happened. Trouble? You will recall that the fort was tasked with reconnoitering the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minion and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. God damn it! According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Guardians are not wanted to treat their foemen with dignity, and I have great fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once. Recall those brave who are afield. Begging your pardons, Commander, but we have not the time. I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide the Guardians with more captives. Yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are the best chance we have. Captain Gilbert has the right of it. I trust you are willing, but of course you are. Now, Alien of the Fort lies in wait in the Tangle, near the entrance to Castrum Sentry. Seek her out and she will apprise you of the situation. Understood. You have a good head on your shoulders. You are the best chance we have of rescuing our comrade. We shall pray for your success. This is... Oh, Revenants too. Okay, no. Oh, great. Oh. Crap. Now all my prep is gone. Ah, whatever. You would aid us in the rescue mission? We are in your debt, Tower of Light. Now, time is against us, so allow me to brief you on the situation. The Guardians fell upon us without warning, wounding poor Rash and hauling her away all the way to Castrum yonder. Outnumbered as we were, it was all we could do to flee and regroup. Even as we speak, the Guardians may be interrogating Rash, or worse. With her hurts, I fear she will not long survive their attentions. We must rescue her without delay. Our orders may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us is strong as Metro. None of us will stand by while comrade suffers. We, the remnants of the fort, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please help us find Rash before it's too late. For the freedom of all. I couldn't find. I should have talked to that guy. I got distracted by everything around me. Okay. this outside? Kinda. What do you think you're doing? And what do you think you're doing? Hey, you alright? Can you stand? Where am I? Somewhere you should not be. Rash, thank the gods who found you. And thank you, Warrior of Light. Now, to quit this accursed place. Rash cannot move with those wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is in order. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I suspect the Guardians will be only too happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within the custom, you should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak again once we are safely outside these walls. Understood? Thank you. My pleasure. Let's get out of here. She's just weird rushing. It would be so bad if someone notices me. Don't you think, Ron? What a tragedy it would be. Tragicomic, that is. Yeah, sound the alarm. It would be so bad for me if you sounded the alarm. Oh no. That should be enough. And, you know, that alarm may be trouble if I don't get out of there. And was Operation Destruction successful? I have awaited your return most anxiously, my friend. You have done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Rash is safe, and we suffered no further casualties. Words cannot well express my gratitude. All that is left is to report the mission success to Command Leveilleur, and I shall go on ahead to the Rising Stones. I shall go on afoot. That didn't work. Regardless. Everything's well that ends well. Brave rescued. It does me well to see you thus returned, though I doubt not your prowess. Entering an enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture, and I must confess to having been a trifle anxious. But here you are, on whole, having succeeded in your mission as is your wont. Lest you wonder, the human you rescued is being cared for by the Domans. Thanks to their expert administrations, the danger is past. You have my gratitude, Lahee. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Rachel's you her life. Yeah, just a day of work. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. As you say, Commander. I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. As it may yet take time, but I will not rest until you have identified and apprehended the Ivy. I have every confidence that you will succeed, Captain. As for you, Lahee, I realize you have scarce caught your breath, but I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Cortes. Cortes? I have been granted an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary, you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, do not look so surprised. You would be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you are ready. Very well. I guess my current best power for now is the power of presence. Let us be present. Coming to terms. An influential Ishgardian wishes to meet the Warrior of Light, and Alphinaud would like nothing more than to oblige him. Any of this is for spellcasters? No. We have been blessed with a rare opportunity, Lahee. An audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. We are to treat with Sir Aymeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, in Camp Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Aymeric wishes to meet the man behind the legend, I will not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request her permission to accompany me to Cortes. Mayhap you feel this to be a waste of her talents, which could doubtless be put for nobler use. If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with the stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. I do fight with a book, you know. There's a lot of pen strokes in this thing. Regardless, you have a point. If we can make Ishgard more willing to work together with us, all the better to keep the Empire at check. Hi, Femia. A meeting with an Ishgardian ambassador? By all means, I think it's I think it's a wonderful idea. We have received numerous reports of etheric disturbances or unusual beast tribes activity of late. If Alfino believes your presence may help him to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. We are of the same mind. Antecedent. I take it Lahee has explained the situation? He has. Yet welcome to these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Guardians have spurned all contact with the other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? I wasn't aware of that story. Of that history. Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one which I have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know no more than is generally known. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Abalatia's spine. Ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean alliance formed in the wake of Alamigo's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silver-Tier Skies. Since which time, their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. They have rejected even after former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' pleas even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Carteno, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the alliance at every opportunity. I have explained it over and over again that unless Eorzea stand united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall, as once fell Alamigo. And what have mine efforts yielded? Why, naught. Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction? I should hope so. Rather than the lowly messengers we have been fobbed off with in the past, this time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Of course, I am not so naive as to think they come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, although I have yet to find out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiation table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. The Empire will soon be at our doorstep once more. Indeed, you may be assured that I will expound upon this point and others. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead, Lahee. Our old friend Lord Hoshefant is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. Indeed. We were searching for a an heretic. Do I know but little, Officer Emmerich? I have faith that Alphinaud's efforts are about to bear fruit. Let us hope so. Well, you can't drag on her head. And let's get this business done as quickly as possible. Ah, Lahee, ever a welcome sight. Our hearts have been stroked to a blazing preparation for your arrival. No, our hearts have been stoked to blazing in preparations for your arrival. It will not do for such a distinguished personage to catch cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. The gesture is much appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle in cold climes. Ah, good Master Alphinaud, an honor as always. Likewise, Lord Halshafan. Forgive us yet another imposition. I fear we have relied overmuch on your aid since you so generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense! Any debts incurred have long since been repaid. Besides, who can say that what the future may bring? House for Tom may ever even seek the aid of your newly formed Crystal Braves. In any case, I am simply delighted that the Holy See is at last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at Snowcloak helped to justify the decision. This recent resurgence in heretical activity is of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand. Sir Aymeric arrived in Camp Dragonheart earlier, and I am told he is eager to meet with you at your first convenience. You are doubtless weary from our journey and desirous to rest. You are doubtless weary from your journey and desirous to rest a while by the warmth of our heart. But if you are willing to forgo such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory. He will grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. As inviting as your heart sounds, I think it is best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. Agreed. You'll find the entrance to the intercessory outside. It's just around the corner to the right. Speak to the guard stationed there and when you are ready to begin the meeting. I see no reason to keep Sir Aymeric waiting, do you? Let us proceed to the intercessory. Let us. We have been expecting you, sir. Pray take your ease inside and I shall summon the others.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Aymeric and Lucia.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you. I am Aymeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Alphinaud Leveilleur, at your service. Your reputation precedes you, Sir Aymeric. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
Usually, yes.
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination. Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long. What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Kurthus, the Ixal do not concern us. Their territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry. Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Forton has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Sir Emmerich, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not, for I require something in exchange. Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
Come again?
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
What is the meaning of this?
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked.
Again?
It was Iceheart, my lord.
Again?
What? By the Fury! All our precautions were for naught?
Yeah. The intercessions of saints. Recent developments have given Alphinaud much to consider. Just when we were starting to make progress. And to make matters worse, the caravan they spoke of was bound for Revenant's Toll, of all places. Honestly, were I so inclined, I should think the gods were conspiring against us. Sorry. Happily, however, I am not. I would know more of this attack. Let us speak with Lord Hoshifan and find out what he has learned. My sincerest apologies for the interruption, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you would be so kind as to elaborate. Iceheart's heretics fell upon the caravan bound to Revenant's Toll as it was passing through Boulders Down. It was an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant, every knight was slain, every crate seized. Then, as quickly as they had appeared, they were gone. It would be impossible feat without the knowledge of the route. Knowledge to which only select few are privy, I presume. Quite. And we can pursue that avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scenes of the ambush would be our first concern. The trail is yet warm. We must walk swiftly, as Lord Hoshifan said, lest crucial evidences be lost. You have a knack for discerning hidden truths, Lahee. Why don't you go and inspect the ambush site in person? Will do. An excellent idea. Inform my men of your intent upon arrival, and they will gladly share their findings. It takes but one pair of loose lips. I shall remain in Camp Dragonhead for now. Should you learn out of interest, pray return at once. My men are conducting their own investigation at present. Follow the road south towards Mordona, and you shall find them and the wagon in due time. Alright. Let me move with an extra pair of legs. And wings. Move along, adventure. There is nothing but a... Lord Fountain bid you speak with us? Then you must be... beg your pardon, Scion. As you can see, they left an area crate behind. Tipped the wagon for good measure even. Well, the thing was a bit odd, if you ask me. Would have been easier to just steal it, though. Damn sight harder to conceal it, I will allow. Reckon they came prepared, probably with wagons of their own hidden away off. But pay no heed to my ramblings. Absent of proof, this is not but a speculation. Might be as the squire receiving care at the observatorium could tell you something more factual. That is, if he's awake. Like myself, he was there during the attack, not that his presence amounted to much. The observatorium, you say? Yeah, why not steal the entire cart? Could it be... Could it be that they were needed to be swift to run through the tunnels? The secret tunnels that are so secret we haven't found yet? They exist in the first place. Wrong place. What is it, dragons? It's always dragons. You've come to ask about the attack, haven't you? You can tell me whatever you remember. We came upon them before the entrance to the Hall of the Seven Echoes. Pilgrims, we marked them as, lost and we were equipped for a journey further north. Our leader called out to them, and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached, her silver hair flowing in the wind like melting snow. Just a young girl, I thought. Some poor lost lamb in search of salvation. Our leader must have thought the same, else why would he let her draw so close? They exchanged some words I couldn't hear, and she leaned forward, as if to kiss his cheek. And then he sighed and crumpled to the ground. I did not know what had happened till I saw the snow turn red. And then there was red everywhere. I looked. I tried to fight, but took a blow to the head, and by the time I came to, the others were dead, and the heretics were unloading the wagons. I couldn't, I mean, they'd have killed me, so so I just lay still and listened. Iceheart people spoke of deliverance and insurrection. Iceheart's people spoke of deliverance and insurrection, and they spoke of Shiva. Shiva, you say? I heard them speak. They truly believe they can resurrect Shiva, but that can't be possible, can it? It can't. They might be able to summon Shiva. I need more information. Who is Shiva? Is she a goddess? Some revered being? If so, very likely we've got a primal situation. Ah, you've returned. What news you have for us? The attack man speaks of Shiva. It seems the late Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretics spoke of? Have you not read a single line of the Enchiridion, Master Alphinaud? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who lay down with dragons. Wait, what? Now, we cannot expect all foreigners to know Ishgardin scripture so well, particularly when it concerns the patron saints of heretics. Wait, you say she's their patron saint? Oh no, it all makes sense now. It is primals. Lord Halshafant, what was in the caravan's cargo? If I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge had requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva as a beast tribe with a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure the crystals? I shall inform Lord Commander at once. Lord Halshafant, you would agree to that discretion is paramount as of paramount concern? Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alphinaud. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send a word to my brethren in Revenant's too. Our entire order must turn its efforts to the prevention of the summoning. Naturally, that includes you, though I am sure you would not miss us for the word. I am your main primal slayer. I will slay the primal, if it comes to that. Am I your primal slayer? Oh, shut up. Heretics, Dravanians, old familiar enemies. This is something beyond our imagination. Strength in unity. Woe betide the heretic who crosses Alphinaud. O Leveilleur, for they shall feel the full force of his fury. The persistent attacks in our caravan seemed little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem to be sure, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks. Of course, now they have my undivided attention. After apprising me feeling of the situation, I shall summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Lahee, pray join me in Whitebring front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, the Knights of House Turandare have redoubled reconnaissance efforts in the region. It is my hope that they have information which may help us determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given your mutual enemy, Lord Trilemon should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you there then. Good. Be there in a flash. It's the trailer guy. Almost. Just so you know, my men have already started to arrive. Captain Ilbert always keeps a few braves at the ready in case of emergencies. Good. By what means do these heretics travel so quickly? We must know, or every attempt to apprehend them would be doomed to fail. Commander Levelier, assessment is most troubling. If he's correct, Iceheart now poses a threat to Ishgard at large. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn wish to join in the hunt for Iceheart. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report you just received, I dare say your timing could be no better. We are all ears, Lord Drylemon. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. The garb appeared to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak, the self-same frozen wall which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice it to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirm our suspicions. I have heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of Crystal Braves to Whitebring front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use every resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. It would be our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Such was my intent from the start, Sir Aymeric. And so begins, my friend. Though I dare say it will prove an all too brief collaboration. Iceheart will not allow the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, I wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may yet be subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Drylemon has one in mind? Yes, yes, excellent. He's dressed like an imperial. Almost. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. I think we can all agree that a formidable foe demands a calculated response. It would be foolish to dismiss the alternative approaches when contending with such clever foes. Some still think these heretics do not pose a great threat. The slaying house for Tom Knights would surely beg to differ. High heels. Eh. Dark words, dark deeds. Only the naive place all of their hope in the success of a single solution, and Lord Drillemon is anything but. It seems as though we are always one step behind, our quarry ever just beyond reach. Though I would like to believe that the tables are about to turn, I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed wherever others have failed, but it could yet yield the self-same result. Fortunately, we are not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Guilherme? Oh yes. We have not. The mystery of how the heretic remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might be taken to prevent similar breach of security in the future. Accordingly, we conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone's in Whitebreen front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. If this man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause, he will have taken note of the movements of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves, and upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Chantremon in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere. Simply watch and listen. I would have seen to it that the suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. Smart. The third and the Temple Knights have begun their search. All that remains is to wait. If the suspect shows himself to be an heretic, we will deal with him accordingly. For now, we shall merely observe and mayhap profit from his treachery. Sending his forces to Whitebreen front prior to his own arrival, your commander is certainly decisive. See how the sky is darkened. Even the weather is against us. It is snowing. I'm in the completely wrong place. Okay. The suspect theoretically leads through the southwest gate. The suspect to the right follows the road east. The suspect heretic red south. Stealth. Hey, where in the seven hells are you? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. I'm here, you blundering oaf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall, why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your solely duties to the... Bloody echo, lower your voice. Or they will hear us in white bring front. Yes, of course. The Temple Knights are for in Snowcloak. This is what you bring to me. We already knew about our comrades in Baldur Dams. We used the tunnels dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? That sounds like an ambush. Both of you to ride a dragon over Ishgard. Or Cortes. Well, did your investigation bear fruit? There is talk of an ambush at the ice wall. I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would that you could have heard their words more clearly. Yet, the few snatches you are able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem their heads are aware of our operation, and confident that they can thwart it. The currents in Baldur Dams are the key to their plans, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. First blood. The allied forces at the Snowcloaks are in danger, and Lord Drillemon would have you assist him and ensure their safety. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given that you overheard, I fear that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and that the heretics in Boulder Downs are planning to use them to take our forces unawares. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of House Durandar Nuts and are on patrol in the area, and I shall order them to begin searching for the heretics at once. But knowing nothing of our enemy numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they will be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights with the search. I know they would take courage from the presence of a sturdy warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Downs. If Halon is kind, we may catch these heretics before their plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy, Lahee. The lives of our allies are at stake. Understood. I'm going this way. I should go this way. I can fly. Boulders down. The men from the hiding stones go to Boulders down. The other way. It is. Uh-oh. Surprised I am not. Nice trick. Pointless though. Well, you take Ifrit to the face. You take fire to the face. What is this? Huh. Discovered on the body of a slain heretic, this yellowing document is covered in the complex code of seeming random letters and numbers. There's a lot of movement in Cortes today. Bad news. My knight sent no word of your coming. Lahee, what is happening? What is that in your hand? I found everybody dead, and this was in possession of one of the heretics. By the Fury! Those were veterans with years of service! And now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No, we have not the men to spare. Not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not of sufficient number to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. There must be others, and I will wager that they are on their way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems that the traitor you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsman's watches at our post in Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before he aroused suspicions. Would that we had caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use the tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see, of course. It will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Durandare must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from the Stone Vigil. I can see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. The Path of the Righteous. Lord Drillemon recognized the situation in Snowcloak is coming to a head, and that decisive action must be taken. Time is of essence, Lahee. While my knights may read to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them not if they are cut down where their swords are drawn. But all is not yet lost. If you leave now, there may be still time to warn them. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Sir Aymeric everything we have discovered. Roger that. Let's go. Sorry for running with chocobos in your tower, but it's faster. God bless whoever designed this uniform. I would have frozen to death by now if it weren't for this great coat. I have a suspicion it might have been Tataro. Sir Aymeric? He's over there. Have words with the man if you must. We shall speak anon. How could any man hope to tunnel through the ice this thick? It would be the work of years. We are at a disadvantage here. We should linger no longer than necessary. You should not linger. Lahee, this is a welcome surprise, perhaps the only thus far. As you can see, we have yet to uncover any hidden. We are about to be ambushed. Be on your guard. You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. As Commando Levelier be informed, the braves must be made aware. Alfie now. It must be here. I'm certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? Tis but a pity this discovery comes when our enemy has us at such a disadvantage. Forewarned would we be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us at this very moment. Confound it! This is all wrong. Our heart has us scrambling to save our own skins when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is! Come here, girl! That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. There will be others nearby. We must see that they are given similarly warm welcome. Commander Leveilleur? There has been development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrances to some half-dozen tunnels, after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that's not all, sir. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly, the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Aha! Just as I suspected. Amongst this warring of tunnels lies the entrance to the Iceheart's lair. Summon the others. We're going in. A moment, Alfino. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less what is waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if they were to converge on this point after we entered the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more of a hindrance than help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. Change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Emmerich and keep the heretics at bay here, you will go wherever that tunnel leads. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many, for Papalimu's sake. Understood. We will hold the line here, Lahee. You may concentrate on the task at hand. I think PG here is doing the same quest. God bless whoever designed this uniform. Okay, the same thing. I am informed that Commander Leveilleur has asked you to lead a party down one of the tunnels. A characteristically daring proposition, yet I can think of none better qualified to the task. I bid you good fortune. The entrance to the tunnel, sir, was just over here. Had we not seen the heretics breaking the surface, we would never have noticed it. Per Sir Emmerich's orders, we will stand guard outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. Snowcloak, now accessible. I had forgotten Snowcloak is a dungeon. You enter with a party of NPCs. We have a Scion Marauder, a Scion Conjurer, and a Scion Thaumaturge. Here we go. Alright. You guys dressed as warmly? Let's do this. Ouch. Boy, the AI tank is terrible. Why did that bear has a king? Supplies, huh? Lanterns. This place is not abandoned at all. It is way bigger than Papa Limon would have us believe. A small key found in the caverns of a snowcroak. It is far colder to the touch than one would expect. Did that bear eat the... Did that bear eat an heretic? Ifrit, you're gonna do great here. Oh, ring of casting. And it's worse than what I have. Oh. Can you... Dude. Can you not stay in the freezing cold wind? Now I'm standing in the way. Okay. Okay, the trick here is to stay away off the big ball. He's gonna slam. And the big ball has big radius when it slams back. Done. Where did you come from? Oh boy. They never end. How do the heretics use this Thanos? Oh, it ended. Yeah, I'm not giving a commendation to this tank. He bad. Finger of the Apostate. A grotesque cake crafted from what appears to be the bones of an Elazan. Door to Oblivion. that Fenrir? That is Fenrir. You just need to be behind the pillar of ice. You don't need to be right on top of it. They need you protect from the attack. I think it's an insta kill if you put Heavensward Roar. That's the name. Here we go again. In case of roar again. And to be in range for healer AoEs. Here comes the roar. Time for Ifrit. I cannot carry any more elegant tombstones, okay. I may try to figure out some way to spend them. Well, I'm at the other side, and this place looks way more spacious than I was led to believe. Is that an Aetheryte? Looks like one of those Beastmen Aetherytes. Huh.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of light.
Do I know you?
Yes. I know who you are, and you know who I am. I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart. This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light. I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good. For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
Not entirely sure of that. Well, that was definitely something. Though I did not doubt he would return, I am nonetheless relieved to see my judgment validated. Even knowing what to look for, it's easy to miss, and the covering of ice doesn't take long to reform either. How many more tunnels like this might there be in Snowcloak? Come to think of it, how many might be there throughout Cortes? I'll let you to wonder about that. I have enough on my mind. It is a blessing you are with us. Commander Lahee took to pacing in your absence. Oh, did he now? Is it finished? Does that mean we can leave this godforsaken place? I can feel my... oh, forgive me. I should not keep you from Commander Lahee. Move a bit. It helps. Get that blood flowing. That took longer than I expected. What news, Lahee? I spoke with Iceheart, but she fled. She used an etherite. So Iceheart is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That she managed to escape is forgettable. But from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared the path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they will find a road past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit for it too. Jove be praised, Lahee. We may yet turn the situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, your fellow Scions have not been idle. Minfilia and Uri and Jer have been busy using the archives of Horsford Thames, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report on the day's events. Don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this code. Minfilia is coming. For the greater good. Though not giving to small talk, Alphino can think of no better way to pass time until Minfilia arrives. He only does big talk. Antecedent. You come to us straight from the archives of Horsford Thames. I trust your time there proved fruitful? Would that it had. Urianger and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's lives and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with a dragon, the gravest of all sins, according to the Ishgardian fate. Lay down with the dragon. Why does it sound made up for me? Sounds like they were trying to make that Shiva an enemy. Yet, in the eyes of Iceheart followers, it was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. And then the story develops. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice it to say, I very much doubt that we will find an useful answer in the archives of House for Tom. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case, one wonders if it's by circumstance or design. You said that Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? She said a bunch of things. Viewed without prejudice, most would agree that bringing an end to an endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Imeric might take issue with her methods. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm that the tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I had expected, Sir Imeric. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny that our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, that I had not expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Talon that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that fate is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required for all who would live a life on service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. Choose to believe that the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. But I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. It was a different time, nay, a different era, and scripture tells us only so much. Would that it told us more. That man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiating table, to be sure, less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman. Of that there can be no doubt. In this respect, she differed from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. The sole exception being King Mogulmog XII, the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Muggles Guard. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They are a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation, who yearn for the resurrection of the one who embodies their beliefs. If that's not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what it is? Crystals and conviction, Minfilia. They have them both in abundance. Can that truly be all that is required? You are the experts here. My survey team has conducted a preliminary analysis of the Aetherite Iceheart used to escape. They believe that she teleported to another Aetherite, somewhere not far from the west. To the west. Despite the apparent proximity of the second Aetherite, however, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence directly. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume that she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport as she did, we might have no choice but to search for an alternate route, most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let us not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlalian may be able to assist us. I pray that you are right. I dare not to think how long it will take for us to survey the entire tunnel system. While Mephilia looks into our Aetherite problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The third unit currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. However, the search goes poorly despite our numbers. Quartus is vast and Iceheart followers know the terrain far better than we. Your knowledge of this region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Also, though it's admittedly a selfish request, I feel that my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also will have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Will do. Good. I knew you would understand. Yuhaz can apprise you of the details. When the task is complete, come find me at the observatorium. Captain Hubert and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments of this investigation. The Temple Knights shall hold no cloak in your absence. Let us leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. This one is taking long. I know I wasted a lot of time with the event, but holy crap. There you are, Lahee. Commander Levier instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome, believe me. Most of the third hail from Ulda, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. But to the matter at hand. Near a moment ago, I received a word that the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Denifan Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I would be grateful if you would join them. I myself shall be taking part in the hunt. Never let it be said that I do not earn my coin. Well, at least he is willing to work for it. Alright, here we go. Oh, I'm getting tired. Boss, my ankle is on fire. Cocked my butt on a rock and something and twisted it as I fell. The others went on ahead to Denifan Pass. Hurry and you might catch them up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. The snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. Get that, look it up. Oh, there was a problem. There was a problem. I'm so sorry. Okay. After I click it outside. Oh, come on. Can't believe it. Alright. So, what happened? I've been searching on the Braves. They are scattered. Yu Hasik found a parchment that told me that they would be... that the heretics would be searching outside the Snowcloak. Oh boy. Being a one-man show here, it's complicated. So that's it, right? Yeah. What are you doing now in Final Fantasy? Is Windows doing something in the background? I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. Yeah, this is a suspicious man. Yeah, suspicious curtain. Suspicious. How? The woods are crawling with those blue coats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through these gates. Yeah, the Crystal Braves were scattered because they were in pursuit of heretics. Yu Hazi found that parchment and almost got himself killed for the trouble. Well, stay with him then, if you think you're faring any better. Now, there is no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland, secret snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. No, I have done no wrong. None would meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all. Fancy meeting you here, Lahee. I presume your work with the third brought you hither? What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems that our favorite guardian spy may have been in providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alphino is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for this spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills, a skill which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That's a most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, and one that I gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. A comforting thought? Come, Lahee, let us wait inside for Captain Eubert to return and deliver his report. Captain Hubert seemed confident that the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, he should have new information along. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Indeed. Alfino is eager to hear Hilbert's report on the Ivy. Please be voiced. It's not. Captain Hilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us not that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You will recall that the flame we first identified as being the Ivy's employ, from him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary steps of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including Flame stationed at the Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that what needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that includes those originating from House for Tom. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that's one mystery solved, at least. But what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say that the agent is among Raoul Band's innermost circle? Someone who's been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? That's the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked, and remain above suspicion all these years. Aye, I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the 3 grand companies, Oda was ever the more vulnerable to infiltration. Both Lim settlements and Britannia had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To intents and purpose, it was the same people, loyal ones, mind, under the same leadership. Only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. Thus military was made of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly any in the environment wished to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Rauban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now, aye. The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monitors ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, it was not out of our charity that they did so, but simply self-preservation. Had Niall von Darnell's ambition been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Rauban with an army. This but wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the dangerous has passed. Returning to the present. Even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. Expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. We'll continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, I have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting the crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Aymeric, informing him of our success in identifying the heretic saboteurs. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It is time, Commander. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As Commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Lahee, as the realm's stoutest champion. It is only meet that you are present in the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given consent, lest you worry. Upon the honor of the Crystal Braves, I swear that I shall not rest until the Ivy is unmasked in chains. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude your business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go to head to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nafka's altar, and we shall make our way to the Lotus Stand together. To old Gridania. Unlike Rauban, politics is not my cup of tea. While you and your commander attend to the council, I attend to some business of my own. Sure. Why, thanks for coming, Lahee. When you are ready, speak to the conjurer yonder. She will show us to the Lotus Stand. I am well aware of the proceedings. The Alliance leaders await you in the Lotus Stand. Will you be joining them now? Sure thing. Please be voiced. I'm so freaking tired now.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
That is not good.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
So, young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartno dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well,
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the Ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Well, let's pluck that ivy. It would not have skipped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of resurgent Calamount is not enough to stir them. And the reason for this, they brooded mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Dolomians, for instance. I told Admiral Merwin about loud piracy over a decade ago. Foreigners still you picture the nation as a heaven for crocs-fueling, wooden-legged cutthroats. And likewise, the Gridanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Woodens scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Odin society, Telegy Adelegy, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cardinal is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering factions that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them with something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing, let us speak with a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the observatorium, Captain Hilbert has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, one of the one he deems the most likely candidate is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Lahee. All that remains is to corner our quarry, seek out Hilbert near the Adder's Nest, and he will give you the particulars. Should there be developments in Cortes, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. Alright, but not today. Holy crap, that has been long. And this patch never ends. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me for today. If you've been watching me on Twitch, I do have a YouTube without the VODs. If you've been watching on YouTube, you can check me on Twitch live and help me catch my mistakes when I'm broadcasting. Holy crap, there are so many lately. But anyway, Final Fantasy XIV will be back next Wednesday at 8 PM GMT 3. Next Sunday at 7 PM GMT 3, I'll be playing more, what's it called? A Vintage Story. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I am the Plane Shifter, he is Lahee Eshkree, and we are phasing out. Bye!